welcome to Two Queens
y'all.
and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life,
Man, y'all missing out.
shift your mind,
It's time.
and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Mia.
And I'm Christy, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends for the next hour or so.
Let's see what we talking.
What we
talking about?
Okay, so last week we talked about the clairs. It was all about the clairs. And again, just a reminder, clair means clear. So anytime you hear anyone mention any of the clairs, like think of clear. So clear seeing, clear listening, clairvoyant, clairaudient. You get the point. So that's basically what we talked about last week. So Mia, what are we talking about today?
Okay. So y'all, today we are talking about being the creator or a creator and a creation.
Ooh, tell it.
So a question that a lot of people talk like. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. A question that I'm sure a lot of I'm sure higher minds have pondered is the creator separate from the creation? Meaning, is God a part of the creation that He creates, and whatever it is that you refer to as the God Most High? Okay, so let's just think. And so when I say, and for the purpose of this conversation, I also want to say that when we are speaking, Christy and I are coming from a place of knowing that there is nothing on this earth, no thing, no person that does not have origins in the great void, the God Most High. So that's what we believe. So as we're speaking, just know we believe that everything and everybody, yes, even that person,
Yes.
them too.
Yes.
Okay, so Christy, go ahead.
Okay. So, I really like this question. I really like this topic. And it's interesting. So, I'm going to tangent just a little bit.
No, go ahead.
It's interesting because me and I have been talking about just kind of like where we envision the podcast going. And, we might start talking about some deeper things, deeper topics, different,
Yeah. It's time.
like that will literally shift your mind.
right. It's time.
Yeah, I think it's time. But I think this is a really great topic, like to start this really deep, rich conversation because, like, think about it. For those of you who have a child, that child is a part of you.
Oof.
Like I see parts of myself in both of my children. I see parts of their father in my children. But yes, they carry parts of me. And, okay, so you guys know I love definitions. That is my logical side. That's my Virgo side. I embrace it all. Whatever, it's fine. But, so definitions, just because I think it's very important to understand when we use certain words. So, creator definition. Creator is a person or a thing that brings something into existence. Creator brings something into existence. So, the creation, the definition, is something created or invented. So, creation is something created or invented.
And you know what? And actually, it's a good idea to say this because if you look up the word creation, one of the definitions is the process by which something is created, not the end product.
Right.
So for the purposes of this conversation, when we say creation, we're talking about not the process, but
the after, like the outcome.
yes, the something that is created. Okay. All right. So let's. Whew. Look at me. Okay. Whew. Go ahead. So let's first talk about. Okay. Let me bring it to 3D first. If you look at our world, it looks like everything is so divided.
Right.
You have the Republicans versus the Democrats. You have this religion versus the next religion over land. We literally have a war happening. Everything is so divided. So sometimes it is so difficult to imagine that all these things that are going up against one another all come from the same place. Like, So I can totally see how someone listen and be like, yeah. And if you're thinking about someone who you're like, that is not of me. That right there, that's not of me. Look, I'm like, it's hard to see that. So I wonder, if this is something that people are struggling with now, just trying to, like, because there's a lot of conversation about oneness, like understanding that we have to, yes, but it's so difficult to see that in the day to day, especially, when it seems like the world there's so many people that are angry. How do you bring yourself back to oneness?
So the one thing that I think helps me, and I kind of touched on it too before we started recording, and hopefully I'll remember. So one is that everyone has a choice. And I understand that. Like, I fully understand that every day we have a choice as far as which side we're going to be on, or am I going to use this ability for good, or am I going to use this ability to do something that's not good? I don't know. We're getting into the whole, good and bad thing. But another thing, too, that I think has helped is that when I see someone that I feel like, okay, you're not connected to me, that kind of shows me areas of myself that I know I need to work on.
Ooh, okay, so you're trying to go into it. Okay.
So I feel like, it's the way that
I would
my
tell
whole
you,
perception has changed.
No, exactly. I would tell you far and away the way that I see things that trigger me or people that trigger me, because I realize that you're just a reflection of me, showing me, like, the fact that you're triggering me, something that you're doing is triggering me, is that I'm just at a place where I understand you're just a part of me. All you're doing is showing me a place in me that I need to go pay attention to. Now, that sounds kind of cuckoo, but it's dead ass, because what that does is, like Christy just said, you have, everything is a decision, everything is a choice. So I can decide at that point when I am triggered to just react. And that's totally fine. Sometimes that's what you need. That's what you know what I mean? Like, I need to get this out. Or I can choose at that point to say, what's this? As I'm talking to myself. Something. What's that about?
Why does that bother me?
Yeah. Why is this person cutting me off in traffic bothering me?
Right.
What's that about?
Why are they irritating my nerves?
What is this about? You're rushing. Why are you rushing? What are you rushing? And these are the type of conversations that I start to have with myself.
Me too.
Most of the time. But keeping the one thou.
Wow.
I'm sometimes I still have, I react, but it doesn't, the thing now that I can say is it just doesn't last as long, because I can tell myself, like, you see what you just did there? Like, oh, you know what, hold on. And what it does is it stops. Not only does it allow you to see how we're all connected, and like everything that is in front of you is a reflection of yourself, but it also, it also allows you to see the greatness of yourself.
Oh, and then what I said earlier to you, that's what the piece that I forgot. Sometimes people don't know better because they're living out a program. It's just like they just don't know. They don't know why, but they're here to kind of trigger your shit.
And if you think about, and this is a lesson that I'm.
I think we're both learning.
Like, for real. So you guys, like, when I say this is real time, it's very real time. The lessons that we're learning, I have to remind myself, you designed it this way. Because I am the creator of this life.
Yep.
Because I come from the Creator Most High. Yes, I am a creation of that. So, and that's what, really what we're talking about. And that's how I feel about it. And so and remind myself, I'm talking about like stuff is happening today.
Yes.
I had to say to myself, it doesn't matter what happens, Mia, because know that it is all for your highest good, because this is what you designed it to be. So relax and just let it unfold.
Yep.
Because you know the seeds that you've planted. You trust yourself. You know the work that you've been doing and the seeds that you have planted to come about in your life. And if you can trust that you've the creator of that, then that means no matter what happens right now, it's all going towards that
Right.
anyway. So I might not like this piece of it or this part of
But
it,
it's
but it
all
don't
part
even
of the
fucking
design,
matter.
right.
It doesn't matter because I already know what I know the end before the beginning.
There
So
you go.
whatever this moment to moment is, that allows you to be in peace with it. So when we talk about creator of all, I mean like. Look, I'm pausing. Look, I'm like, can I say that? Let me think.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm like, Whew. The creator of the gods that we call gods. There's the creator. I mean, when I say that there is a grand designer, I'm talking, and it's so beautiful because the code is everywhere. So, I don't know, Christy, what do you, like when you think about the creator of all, like, I mean, like we just look, I feel like we look so silly being so divided, fighting over stuff.
Right.
And we look so silly. So, I know the guys to be looking like, do you see this shit? Like, look at them. Look at this.
But see, I think that's also a part of another design.
Ooh. Come on now.
I'll leave it right there. But again, that leads into a conversation like some of the topics that we could talk about. But yeah.
So, okay. So let's think about origin stories, like creation stories. So you think about it, for real. All over the world, no matter what, I don't care what part of the world that you are in, if you listen to the main tenets of the origin story, the creation story, they're all the fucking same. The names are different. You know,
Yeah.
the people involved may, you know, is see. Ooh, look, I'm like the people involved. You know, the number of people involved may change. All that, but you guys got to understand it. At that time, when in a former time when we're writing our stories and we're recording our stories, you got to understand there's a time where we could be an entity that is split, that has several. So some like Hathor has, you know, there are several Hathors. That is goddess / deity that if you want to go look up, you can. But so when they're talking about a being, sometimes all they're talking about is the essence of that,
Right.
the energy of that being. So the names may change, and so in different cultures, depending on where you
Yeah.
are, the way that they speak about the all is different, because some are, you know, they talk in numbers. So it totally just depends on where you are, but they're all the same. There's
Yeah.
something to that. Like
There's
y'all
a
can't.
theme.
Like there's. Come on, man.
Right. There is a theme that you can kind of pick from.
I mean, also think about it. There wasn't a global awareness back then. So if I'm writing the origin story, like think about this. We live in Chicago. Let's say that all I know is Chicago.
Well, that's all you're.
I'm not aware of. So when I'm telling my origin story for the city of Chicago, and I was saying the creator of all, and I'm saying this person did this, and I'm telling like how Chicago was created, right? That's because, and I would say they created everything, and I'd be like, this is how our gods did this, because that's all that I know.
Right.
I didn't know that there's a New York. So all I'm telling you is how it happened here. And you got to think about it. I went to the Museum of Science and Industry. Y'all know I'm like there all the time. And they had this film with what's his name? Neil deGrasse, the black man. Okay, I love him. So they have a film there, and he was talking about the dark matter in the universe. So of course, I'm like, ooh, I gotta go see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, studying, y'all.
I know.
So
She's an undercover nerd.
for real, like so. But what he said, he was talking about every planet, every entity within the universe, from their perspective looking out, they are the center of the universe.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and I thought about that. I'm like, in our life,
much larger.
yes, but in our life, me looking out from my position, I am the center of my universe. You looking out, so everything so how like everything don't revolve around you.
It does.
But from my perspective,
Yeah.
it really does.
I mean,
and
honestly,
everything. Do you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if you think of it from that way, that's when you like, oh wait, so if it does revolve around me, let me be the sun that decides how this is going to revolve. If it does, I run this.
So honestly, I look at us, and I think we've had this conversation before, that we are all walking around as many universes.
we are. We're little universes.
We each, like, there was one day, I don't know if I was high, probably, but I'm driving in the car, and you see all the people sitting
She
in their
wasn't
car.
high because she was driving. Come on, man. The fans be listening. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah.
She don't drive and high. she don't. She
No, I
don't
was
high
flying.
and drive.
I was flying. So I'm noticing people in their car, and like you see all the cars in traffic, and I just started to think, wow, like how I have my own little life with my friends and with the little problems that I have in the workplace or my personal life, everyone else has their little world too. And as I started thinking about it, looking at the car in front of me, behind me, to the side of me, and on the across the way, I was like, wow, like it just made me think like how everyone has like their many little worlds, but then sometimes our little worlds collide.
Yes. So okay. Whew. So think of it like this. So if we think about, when you look at if you go look up when they show you like kind of what a universe looks like, it's you kind of see the spiral.
Yeah.
You see that, and so then you have those outer layers. So your outer layer collides with my outer layer, and when our outer layers, they connect. Like I kind of feel like the further out, that's kind of like one of those quick connections. Like, so if our outer layers just kind of touch, but if we come together, and our middle parts, right,
the spiral gets tighter. Like
exactly. So the more inside our little universes that connect, that collide. So instead of so if we're both like this, and I'm just like, oh, we're colliding right now. But if we're this way, and we start to that point where our insides are touching, and I mean, like, yes, double entendre, I'm very serious. Like our insides are touching, we're creating together at that point. So that's why.
Wow. And
whatever, like spiritually, and you think about what that, like, we think about the process of, what's that, mitosis, when a baby is being created, like it looks just like that.
Yeah.
So, but we're just little worlds, and all of a sudden, whoop, and now we're like this, where that end thing, that inside, that core is crossing, and that piece in the middle where they cross, whoo, that's life. It looks like a damn vagina.
You're right about that. Yeah.
So our partners, our mates in this life, especially when you are aware of the creator that you are so much more important. You can't collide in your core with a lot of people when you've cracked open this shell. Dead ass,
yeah,
y'all.
you can't. That's another thing I was thinking about too, because I know someone who's very free with who they have sex with. Like, meet you on an app and then have sex with you that night. I honestly wonder, like, what that does spiritually.
Absolutely. Congratulations to them for this is my gift and my curse, because I can justify both sides of that. I really can. But I could tell you,
I can see both sides.
But you do, because energetically, when you collide, you're bringing in that energy. What if I need that energy and I can't find it? I can get it from this way. When you think about what you put on the app, you put, like, you put your best foot forward. who I am, this is what I like, blah, 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 blah. If there's some energy that somebody is looking for, like, I don't have this, I need somebody who's more forceful, or blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter sometimes how the energy is being transferred. If I need someone who is strength, right? But if the way that I connect is through sex, then I'm going to energetically be attracted to someone who's more dominant.
Okay.
While I can be
I can see that.
submissive. But it's, so if you take away the act and get to the core of, I want this because I need strength.
Right.
So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I
can see that side.
justify both sides of it.
Well,
Sometimes we don't even know that's what we're doing
And
now.
now you got me thinking, because now a side that I see too is her just embracing her feminism. You know, like for her, that may be her like reclaiming her power. So,
but when we think of things, because remember, we're the center of our own universes. The way you think of it first is always going to be, I couldn't do that because of you being very conscious of the energies that you put around you. So you're in a space where you filled a lot of your energy holes. So the spaces that you have open, where it's open to connect, is now you're at creation. Like, we're colliding and we're creating. I'm not that I'm not getting anything from you, but I've filled my cup. So I come with a filled cup and you come with a full cup.
icing on the cake. Sounds like a good time
when you're
to
in the
me.
space where I need some energy, I can totally understand why people do that.
Yeah. No, I do see that point. Okay, so let me ask you this question then. So
Okay.
can a creation be separate or apart from the creator of said creation?
Look, I'm like, I don't.
So
From where I am right now, I'm gonna say I just don't see how.
I don't see no. I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
see
no.
how.
So okay, going back to the whole analogy, because this is the only thing that I can hold on to right now. The analogy of me and my children. My children can't say no, like, I'm not a part of you. It's in your DNA, child. Like, you are a part of me. Like, that's something that you just can't.
People disown kids all the time, but that doesn't mean that you're no longer a part of that person.
Exactly. Because there are some things that my son does that his father does, and he doesn't even know. Like, it's just, it's in his DNA. It's just a part of him. So no, I honestly, I'm going to say no. Like, you can't be separate or apart from what created you.
Okay, so give me a second. Just let me think. Because I'm really trying to. I'm like, okay. So let's take it to where we are. If we all come from the same place, so I got easy peasy. If we all come from the same place, and we have what we call, evil people, murderers, rapists, and so we will say that those are the people we're looking like, that's not of me, that and then we'll be like, that those aren't God's people. Like, real talk.
They are.
Look, I'm like, and it can be shocking to hear, but when I tell you they're all from the same place, we are all manifestations of God.
Some
Here
people
to
are more of a
experience-
distortion.
But for reason. There's
Right.
nothing here that doesn't have a reason or a
Exactly.
purpose.
Well, centipedes. What is their reason?
Like, what, wool centipedes?
Centipedes.
They got something, I don't know.
Roaches. What's their purpose?
There's somebody who did a study on that, actually. Everybody has a purpose. Like, they carry, some things they carry bacteria from one place to the next so that other things can be born. Like, everybody has a purpose. So all these, in order for us to grow and stretch, there has to be a disturbance and some chaos. Everything that happened in the last 4 or 5 years in our country, after
Disturbance
Laquan
and
McDonald's, the Why Me movement? No, is it Why Me?
Me too.
Me Too, thank you. The Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. There are so many things that happen that our world is different today because of chaos and distortion. So these things have COVID. Come on, man. Ooh, don't even let me get started on this shot shit. Woo, child. We ain't ready for that. Okay, so we gonna, but so yes, it's You guys, everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
And sometimes the pain of us going through that purpose, we're just like, this can't be of God. This can't be, because it hurts so bad. But this is what I tell myself. If I'm going through something that hurts like this, boy, I must have created some beautiful ass shit. Mm-hmm. Ooh! Like, this shit hurt, because what I'm going through right now, I'm like, no, just beat me up, Scotty. I'm good, y'all. Tap out. I'm done.
Contract terminated.
Right? Like, that would have you feeling like that. Mm-hmm. And then right before I get to that point where I'm like, okay, for real, I'm like, this is about to be beautiful. And you gotta believe that. And every healer, just for purposes, teacher that I know, if you ask them about their life, let me tell you something, baby.
Let me tell you.
It don't even make sense.
No.
It makes no sense.
Neither does a child support payment for $2.45. But that's neither here nor there. I apologize.
But seriously, you guys, so you gotta, like, whew, there's something to it. Mm-hmm. There is something to it. So if you are the creator in your life, remember your world revolves around you, because you are the center of your universe, for real.
You're the main character.
So you are the creator of your life. That means you are of the creator, yes. Most High.
And you get to say what comes and goes.
That's what our, what do you call it? Our gift. That is our birthright. Yeah. It is our birthright.
Like, I was having this conversation the other day with a friend of, like, how is someone going to speak into your life? Well, I don't think you should do that. Or I don't think that looks right on you. Or I don't know if that's a smart move.
You just
it's
a
like,
trigger.
Right. It's like, well, who? And then we accept it, because I think about all the times I've been like, okay, you're right. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this. No, like, don't allow anyone the authority to speak over your life. You're sick. Or you're a bad parent.
Come on.
Or... telling you who you are. No, you don't know who I am.
You don't speak life over me. No, absolutely not.
You're sick. Like, something's wrong with you. No.
Okay.
No. I will determine that. Thank you very much.
I do not consent to your bullshit.
Don't consent. Say no.
So, we got to be very careful. So, there's twofold. Like Chrissy just said. So, part of what I would call the awakening process, the fact that you are a creator, you start to realize how much in your life you've created because somebody told you that's what you're supposed to do, or be, or feel. That was me. So then there's a moment where you piss, like, why the hell, blah blah blah. But understand that's part of the journey.
That's part of the journey.
And it's like you
wrote it
understanding.
That way.
There's a different type of knowingness to the fact that you are a creator once you have been created the whole time, been awakened to the fact that you're a creator, and see what you did not create in your life, or you created in your life unknowingly on somebody else's behalf. I'm telling you, there's something to it where you're like, oh, I've been creating. I'm creating somebody else's plans, though. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wait, pause, time out. It's a moment. It's it is a moment with yourself where you get to be present. Like, ooh, that's when you start feeling that. Oh, hold on, I am. Wait a minute, I am. Got it. Tap into it, y'all. It's something to it. I'm telling you, it's something to it. So, being able to feel that how could you not be of the creator? So we just have to understand that and this is the other thing. Let's talk about free will. We got to understand there are people in this world who will tap into their I am and of who they are, and they decide they like destruction.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I want to fuck some shit up. I know who I am. I this is what I came here to do. We can't judge that.
No.
How can we? That's of us too.
Yep.
I mean, y'all.
There is no duality. There's just oneness.
Thank you.
Because one cannot exist without the other. Like, think about, and it's so funny how I got my first tattoo when I was 15, you guys. I ditched high school, had my little boyfriend call me in sick. He hung up because he got scared. They called my father. They found out by, like, noontime that I had ditched school. Anyway, it's yin and yang. And I've, like, always been attracted to it. And I realized, like, you cannot have one without the other. But it's still one unit.
Yes. And so, remember we were talking, you said, so where does, we were talking about where the podcast goes. So I think about this. We have an episode where we talk about duality.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, you guys, as we grow in our understanding, we share.
Yeah.
We don't want to feel like we have to be stuck where we were because that's where you guys are comfortable. We're just going to keep, we started this to share, to help to initiate, ignite, and inspire people to move forward and know that you're not alone in this journey. We share where we are in the journey. I honestly think that anybody who starts listening and they're starting in their journey, I would start from the beginning.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are listening from the beginning.
Like, I
which
really
I think
would.
is good, yeah.
Just because, like, you can see the progression in us knowing that you're going through a progression too. So, I don't know. I think that's just...
But see, I think also with the duality, because I feel like we might have mentioned that there is still like this oneness, but
there's polarity in on this earth,
right? And I think we were also coming in from like this 3D realm,
right?
So
that's what I'm saying.
so that people understand.
Absolutely.
But we are growing and evolving, y'all. There's
and what I'm learning is because at the point where you learn something, it is truth.
Yeah.
It is true. There are many truths. And then you learn something else. That does not mean that what you learned then is no longer the truth.
Right.
It is a part of the truth of the truth. There are many truths. Yes, it's this and that. But our world, we're so indoctrinated to believe that seeing is believing. And you got to think about that, y'all. If I convince you, like, oh boy, this is some masterful shit, y'all. If I convince you that the only way something is real is if you see it in front of you for real, and I know how to manipulate what you see in front of you.
Control.
Motherfucker, I got you.
Control.
Right. I can manipulate what you see. TV programs, I can manipulate what you see. All I have to do is make you believe that what you see is real.
Yep.
That's like, think about that. So we are so indoctrinated to believe that seeing is believing, but really believing is seeing because you created. What you believe is what you see and what you create. Period. Okay, so what are some ways to awaken your creator vibration?
Oh, yeah, this is good. Okay, so acknowledge your power. And I think that's something that a lot of us have, including myself. I will speak for myself. Just have a hard time just really wrapping your brain around, like, I actually do have power. But acknowledge your power. And then don't be a spectator. So we're not puppets. Like,
it's like you're the main character.
Yeah. Don't feel like you have to watch your life burn up. You are sitting in the seat of power. You have full control over your life. No one else does. No one else can make you a spectator unless you allow them to make you a spectator.
So guys, look at you're gonna hear me say this a lot because I use this game, the life description, as a game because on so many levels it's exactly what it is. But think of it like this. Your avatar on this planet is your player. You're in a video game. So what you can do is, I can say you're sitting at home with your sticks. I can give my sticks to Christy and I say, hey, you play my character. I'm just going to sit up here and watch. That's when you're being a spectator in your life. When you literally have given somebody else, an entity, an energy, the joystick, the little remote control to your life. And you just sit up there and watch. Be like, ooh, why do we go down that way? Okay. That's one way to experience this life. Then another way to experience this life is take your own damn sticks. You got the controller. Put on the VR goggles, and you're walking this and creating it.
That's true.
So, you could be a puppet if you want to. If you want somebody's hand up your butt, that's on you. But I'm just saying, don't let them control your energy.
No, you have full control.
What's
another one?
So yeah, don't be a spectator in your own life. That sounds boring.
Boring. Another is visualize your life from your heart. So, you guys, I've been doing like a lot of manifesting, and that's one of the things. It's just like feeling it, for me, I mean, I guess it's the same, but just in a different way. So visualizing your life from your heart. So when I visualize the life that I want, I envision, how does it make me feel? And that comes from the heart. Mm-hmm. How does that make me feel? Like, who is this person? And that's something that's been amazing for me.
I would say, it's I love that. The heart has its reasons. The heart has a different understanding that logic and sense sometimes can't understand. Mm-hmm. The heart is not afraid. The heart doesn't limit itself. So when you visualize your life and create from a place that is so pure like that, it's another level. There's a different level of meaning behind it. Yeah. And then the other thing that we love about the heart creating from there is it allows you to not just see it, but also not only visualize it, but also feel it. What does it feel like? What is that? What is it? What I'm creating? What does that feel like? Okay, and then another next step is, what do you do? Take action. You guys move forward in the knowingness and in the faith that what you created is done.
Yeah.
It's done. Done. So knowing that okay. If there's someone right now who maybe they're trying to, you're applying, you want to get to Harvard for grad school, and you're manifesting. I'm gonna take it even very 3D here, okay? You put in the application, you've done everything. So when we say move forward, start look where you're gonna live, because you're going.
Right.
Don't wait for the acceptance letter to start finding your place. Don't start looking at restaurants in your neighborhood where you're gonna live. I need to go there. Go visit your neighborhood. Walk through. When I say take the action, move forward, that's for something very. When you're manifesting big shifts in your life, that even if there's nothing in because I'm going through it right now. Even if there's nothing in front of you at the moment that's not close to what you're manifesting, this is where and the next step is having the courage to move forward anyway, right. And the knowingness of what I say, I create. What I speak, I create, and I'm moving forward as if, and I don't give a fuck what's in front of me. I don't care. Yeah. I do not care.
And not choosing comfort, because I think a lot of times, out of fear, we will choose staying stagnant and not
because we're afraid of what's on the other side.
We don't allow ourselves to evolve when we do that. When you hold yourself back, you hold yourself from evolving and growing.
Have you ever seen this image? We're going to post it. Have you ever seen this image of, so it's a little kid and they have a lollipop in their hand. Mm-hmm. And there's like an adult. Sometimes it's Jesus that they'll use in this image. But it's like it's somebody standing over the kid. And they're like with their hand out, like, give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
And behind their back is a huge.
Right.
And the kid is like crying, like, no, I don't want to let go of this. And it's like,
I have something better for you.
Something better for you. So imagine your life right now. You are telling yourself, you are both that little kid crying, holding a little lollipop, and your higher self standing over you like, I got something better for you.
Right.
Put that down. And you the one that's doing it. I'm dropping it. I'm looking at me. I'm trusting that.
You have no one else to blame
like,
but you.
Seriously. Like, I'm trusting that. Because I'm talking to me.
Right.
I don't know what it is behind there, but I
know me.
I'm gonna be good. Right. Here you go. Well, come on. Door one, motherfucker. Let's go.
No, that's true. Like, if you fully trust in you, and you know that you set yourself up, and you're standing in faith, and knowing that you wrote the story out, then you know you're not gonna put yourself in a position where you are failing.
Amen. I'm dead ass serious, y'all, and so it is. So
it is.
Like, for real.
All right, so what's your takeaway? What is your takeaway?
Look, I would say my takeaway, choose life. Choose your life. Yeah. Your life is nothing but an amalgamation of your decisions and choices. And understand that your decisions and choices also include how you think about yourself and what you believe about yourself, and definitely how you speak over your life.
That's facts. I mean, and we've said this before, like, it all starts within. So whatever is going on within is going to be manifested in the physical. Absolutely. So it definitely starts within, the way you think about yourself, the way you feel about yourself, it all starts within. All right.
So, what's our crystal? What's our crystal, Christy?
Do you want to do temple work or no? There's no temple. Okay. All right. So this week's featured crystal is wolfenite. Are you familiar with that crystal? No. So wolfenite. So the element is fire, and for the chakras, it is good for the sacral and the solar plexus. So wolfenite is highly attuned to earth, and in working with this stone, you can easily come into resonance with the planet's core vibration or energetic heartbeat, which is amazing. So this is a great crystal to work with in the alchemy of personal development. And so in alchemy, you must learn to transmute. So with this crystal, we're, using this analogy in human form. So in alchemy, you must learn to transmute the lead, quote unquote, because this crystal is made with lead, of the base human material into gold, quote unquote, of the divine self. So again, you are not only the created, but the creator. We talked about that. And so wolfenite stimulates the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, which activates your personal power and will. Mm-hmm. And it also assists in seeing what must be done to achieve your goals, and it increases your energy for accomplishing those things while getting rid of fear and hesitancy. So where fears of failure have limited your ability to manifest, this crystal wolfenite offers inner strength to overcome obstacles and a willingness to begin. It also assists in connecting with divine inspiration and purpose in your creative endeavors, and its energy assists you in fulfilling the role of co-creator with the divine.
What does it look like?
It kind of looks like an orange ruby. I think that's the only way that I can describe it. Yeah.
Interesting.
So this was my first time hearing of this crystal, but now I feel like every time there's like a crystal, I'm like, I think I need it.
Right.
I need that now. I need it. So yeah, I'll be looking that crystal
What was your, what's the affirmation for?
So the affirmation, the fire of my creativity burns with great passion as I manifest my visions and dreams.
The fire of my creativity burns with great passion as I manifest my visions and dreams. Ooh. Our message for the day, you guys. Look, I'm like, I feel like this whole podcast honestly was a message for a lot of us.
Message.
Okay, I just heard my phone.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's like over here. Is it underneath your book?
Yes, there it is. Okay, sorry guys. I've been walking around looking like a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
And her phone was under her book.
It's been sitting up here. That's one of those auntie moments, y'all.
So there's something you misplace almost every day.
It's ridiculous. No, it's good. Pray for me, y'all.
Because Mia's not halfway here.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm always looking for something.
Mia's like, wait, I just had it.
I know. It's a real thing. Okay. Seriously. Our message for the day.
Mm-hmm.
What a lot of us are awakening to new parts of ourselves, right? We are growing into who we are. We're not growing out of something. Sometimes when we feel like we're growing and we'll say, well, I'm maturing, like I'm growing out of that stage. And so I want us to, we need to be reminded that when we are expanding, we're really going in.
Yeah.
It's not outside of us. The nectar is in, not out. So a lot of us are experiencing what like we like to call ascension symptoms, right? Mm-hmm. So think about it, like if you've ever been addicted to something, like whether it be coffee, caffeine, something, when you stop, like if you stop drinking coffee and you're a coffee drinker, you'll have withdrawal symptoms.
Headache.
Right, just like, oh,
man, tired.
Like you miss it, exactly. So ascension symptoms are like that, but backwards. Because it's a new integration of yourself. It's a new part of yourself. I shouldn't even say it's new. It's the experience of walking in this new space is new to you because you just have awoken to that part of you. But understanding that vibrating higher means that every you have to let go of some things, and sometimes it's hard for us to let go of stuff. Y'all know how it is.
Yeah.
But when we're being pulled and called to move up and forward, we need to trust ourselves on that. Trust that if there is something that can't go with you, that it is for a reason and you designed it that way. And whatever it is that you need to leave behind, tell it, thank you. Thank you so much. You did your part. And this is where my path ends with you. This is where our spirals no longer collide. I'm moving this way and you're moving that way.
Yeah. But
trust yourself. When you feel like this can't be it right now, you have to remember, boy, if I'm this low. Remember the first, I believe it's the first law of physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, so if something feels like it's super low, know that the depth, how high you're about to go, just flip that thing over. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So get all the lessons there. So the ascension and just really going further in and understanding yourself more is complete and full. And that's it, and that's all.
That's it, and that is all.
So
that was good. That was a good message.
That's it. That's all. So what's our time, Christy?
So let's see. We are currently we're at 49 minutes. Almost 50.
Shit.
All right, so let me acknowledge our wine sponsor.
Yes, delicious.
Legacy Libations. So we are drinking the Summer Sangria. This is a really, really cooling. It's a cool.
It's refreshing. It's
a cooling wine.
put it over some ice.
Fruity, yeah. Put it over some ice. I mean, it's not. It's kind of rainy today, so I'm not feeling the summery vibe. But it's a really great drink to have.
It'll be
summer.
something fun for both season, ladies.
Yes, thank you, Legacy Libations. Summer Sangria. All right. So before Mia,
I'm reflecting on the message. I'm just, thinking to myself.
Thank you guys for listening to Two Queens and Crystal Things. Before we go, please show us some love.
Or whatever.
Please. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes,
I mean, honestly, like I've been on after this past weekend, I was like, nothing matters anymore.
Right.
I'm just like, follow us on Instagram if you want. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Feel free to share your whatever. Don't.
Seriously, Reek. Thank you guys for the
Yeah.
messages and the love. No, seriously, we do it. We do enjoy it.
Yes.
No, but seriously, guys, as you grow, sometimes you have these moments where you're just like, you know what? Oh, this is some bullshit. I'm sick
It
of this
really
game.
is.
But no,
It's like
you guys, we're here for. Understand you are here for a mission. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Everybody has a mission.
everyone does. Everyone has a purpose. So feel free to follow us on our personal pages or not. But thank you again. Light, peace, love, and soul.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.